Hey, this is shawnshawn here. I'm going to give you an artist tip of the day. So someone asked me about, hey, if I get an offer from a gallery, say in Chelsea, New York, Miami, Los Angeles, what should I do about it? So one of the things you want to consider is if they're a vanity gallery or they're a real gallery. So the difference is a vanity gallery will, ask for money to basically do the show. They might ask for a couple $100s. Maybe they have a cut after that, 30, 50%. So they're getting kind of greedy then. And what I would say is usually if they're focused on you paying to get into the show, they're not really focused on selling. What they're focused in is getting more and more artists in on those shows. And then if they sell, they don't really care. They made their money on the entrance fee, so to say. Hence the name Vanity Gallery. They're just there to kind of boost your ego as an artist. I've done it, I think, 3 times. I've done 2 times New York for one gallery for small works, and it was like these little 10 by 10s. I don't think we had to pay too much, so it wasn't too bad. It was actually a real gallery in a sense. They went out of business, but on my resume, I can say, hey, I showed in New York, right? So that makes kind of a difference, I think. And I also did one in Miami. I don't remember if I did once or twice. It was Nina Torres Gallery, and she does these kind of shows, and she pulls in all kind of artists. The art wasn't terrible, so it wasn't like it wasn't shown with other good art, but then some of the art was kind of like, you could tell that they paid to get in, more or less like I paid to get in. And she initially wanted, I don't know, like 500, and I bargained her down maybe to 300. I don't really think it was a good deal because it got there, it got stuck there. She didn't know how to mail it back, or she was dependent on me or something. And I'm like, you're there, you're managing the gallery. Why aren't you calling the mail to pick it up? Because I already paid for return postage. And so they returned the artwork, and when they packaged it, they just threw it together with kind of bubble wrap. They didn't even bubble wrap the artwork. So it came back, and I made it on this wood. I didn't think about it. So I put a wood frame. I used to make all my work on wood frames. And so the wood actually split off, and I had to I had to kind of fix it, nail back. I was, obviously very depressed after the work came back all half broken, basically, almost ready for the trash. The worst thing is the place I was at, the studio, this gallery owner decided just to drill it shut, and it was like, oh my God, I should have took it away because she wanted to fix it, didn't want to have junk art around. I understand that, but she could have just put it in the back room, which she had, instead of, actually making my artwork worse. So then I had to paint over that screw, so I had to screw literally my work. Luckily, that work sold somehow in the future, but it was a terrible experience. I wouldn't recommend it if you want to do small work to kind of get on your resume, but the thing is, you got to think is really the client really doesn't care if you've shown in New York. They don't really care if you've shown in Miami. They don't really care if you've shown in LA. They want to see if they really react with the art. So it has nothing to do with your resume, has nothing to do with your CV, doesn't have to do with anything with your other shows. Now, once you get to the $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 mark, yeah, all that stuff comes into play. But until you get to those marks, if you're selling for $10,000, $5,000, $30,000 in artwork, it really doesn't matter where you've shown. So if you're just beginning your art career, don't fall for that. It's kind of an artist scam that's known. And that's my tip of the day, guys.